Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is October 25th, 2023, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we saw Microsoft beat its earning and then fly in after-hours trading, while Google falters after missing its target. Let's look at today's major economic events. So we have at 10 a.m. South African time, out of Germany, we have a German Ifo Business Climate result number coming out. And then at 4 p.m. South African time, out of Canada, Bank of Canada will have a rate statement. Now, corporate quarterly earnings continue. And today, we have Meta and IBM publishing their quarterly reports. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the euro falters after pushing higher, while looking at the indices, mostly unchanged for the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. And as we look at commodities, gold remains steady, while oil sells off. Now, looking at the stocks, they're pretty much mixed. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin holds steady after those gains. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go, first with the euro, and you can see the faltering. I mean, it pushed higher, and this is exactly what I was saying yesterday and the day before. If you listened to my daily review, was this going to be just a dead cat bounce or a short squeeze, as this has been just leveling off from its sell-off. However, it's still trading in a range, okay? So I don't want to say that it's going to go back down to this 104-ish level so soon, but it's now consolidating between this 106 and 105-ish level, at least for now. If you look at the rest of the big ones, they're also doing the same thing. GBP USD right there at the bottom, and GBP still showing further weakness versus the dollar than the euro. Now jumping into commodities, first looking at gold, holding steady to 1971. Okay, not much there. Now I do expect it to make some sort of correction. The question is when, and you don't want to be in it too quickly. So just wait for it and anticipate it. Now looking at crude oil, we sold off to $83 a barrel. Now this did push to 95. So thinking about it, oil has become a very volatile symbol, at least for now. So it is on supportish level. There could be a nice move on the upside if this does bounce off of it. Just but wait for the bounce. That's what I would say. Now looking at the U.S. markets, didn't do much. The Dow Jones really relatively unchanged, 33,289. If you look at the NASDAQ, also relatively unchanged. Now this is because most of the big stocks have been coming out with major earnings. So this is really important to know that. Now looking at Microsoft yesterday, this is intraday trading, okay? Now after hours there is trading, and it's trading somewhere at the 345-ish level. So keep that in mind that I do expect it to gap up this morning. And if it does gap up, maybe there'll be a filling the gap, but there'll be definitely some opportunities there. Now, Google did the opposite thing. Google was on the top side and then sold off about 8 points. So it's about a 132-ish level right now. So the question is whether or not it's going to come back up. Now, most of the sales have been driven by AI. So this is really very important for us to note. Now, looking at the other major players, Facebook coming out with their quarterly earning reports. Let's see how it comes out. Do want to keep an eye on it today, as intraday wise, it's going to be very difficult to trade. Okay, however, keep an eye on it. Now, looking at the other big ones, Apple did get a little bit of a bounce, as well as that is also coming out with quarterly earnings. Now, I do want to highlight the fact that the banks have been very weak. Like you could see Bank of America on its lows and possibly making new lows for the year, as this is consistently going further down. So is Alcoa, and those are the big tech stocks, not big tech stocks, those are the big old stocks that the market really relies on for your brick and mortar type of economy. Okay, so keep that in mind, as that may still push down the high-tech market on the downside. Now, NVIDIA, it's been on our radar. It did bounce off of support at 411. I did mention that the other day, so this was a really good one. If it does get that push today, especially with the tech stocks, we could see it further go higher. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, holding on to those gains at 33,800. Looking at a weekly chart, let's look at a 4-hour chart just to give us perspective. Didn't do much, didn't sell off, but keep an eye on it, okay? Because once it starts going, it's going to continue going. So this may develop into a nice short because it's going to make a correction, or maybe perhaps it's going to push higher. But keep an eye on it because it is back in play. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.